Public. Again, hey there friendlies, how's up? I'm doing a little food prep for a couple of nights at a cabin. And I am ill prepared as usual. Who's kicking with me? So far ain't nobody? Hey there, Tenenbaum and Destiny. So I'm food prepping for a couple of days at a cabin. This is the sauce for my Bang Bang chicken, which I will be putting in the fridge. I already have the chicken breast marinating in the fridge already. This is just extra sauce, in case people want to put some sauce on, some extra sauce. And then after that, what I'm going to be doing is making a marinade for this pot roast, which is unfortunately still frozen. Hey Sean, how you doing? Christy's here. Hey, and Mr. Honeybee as well. So, once this sauce is in here, I'm going to get on to the marinade for the beef. And then once I'm finished with all the sharps, maybe we'll do a little drink together. Okay? That right there looks terrible, right? Let me see if I can angle us down a little bit more. There we go. My kitchen looks terrible because, I mean, I've been deep in food prep for a while. So I'm just going to do this to disguise that. So you guys can't see my messy. We enjoy the prep. Yep. Did someone say food? Hey, mister. Everyone's here. All the cool kids are hanging. Look at the size of this mason jar. Into the sink with you. I will tell you something. I do not like preparing chicken. I don't like how I feel like I have to wash my hands after every move I make. So I'm glad that this chicken is now prepped and out of my damn face. Shut up. Full disclosure, I'm using a beef bouillon cube. It's not a homemade beef broth. I know you guys are probably as disappointed in me as I am. 1 cup. And then 1 cup. Because tea is a good drink. Man's got to do what man's got to do, you know what I'm saying? Got to have some tea. Got to get a fork. Got to go whip on the bouillon cube. This is by Knorr, named after the Scandinavian ships, which means that if you use this, you get your beef broth, you will be strong like Viking. Who's going down them stairs? What are we saying here? Iconic apron, the iconic towel, yes. Hey, Paul's here. How you doing? Yes. I have no idea what she's saying.
Can I give myself an time?
If it'll work, sure.
It does.
Okay.
I did it once when I was in crisis and you were also on a live stream.
What?
No, you knew about it.
Sneaky.
No, you
Yeah, you can do it.
about it.
Yeah, go.
Thank you.
That's okay.
That's my laundry.
That's your laundry.
Later.
And you can't do it later. You got to pack for tomorrow. Child, your attitude is noted. You get a failing grade at life. This is what we like to call the mise en place. You'll note that I'm using the claw because after slicing the crap, taking an absolute chunk off of this finger, how long ago was that? A couple of weeks ago? I was talking to you, child.
What?
Never mind.
Oh, when you cut your finger?
When I cut my finger?
I don't know.
3 weeks now?
It was Thursday, that's all I know.
Anyway, since I did that, I'm making damn sure to use the claw while cutting. It's not disgusting. It's a scallion, for God's sake. Oh, that was disgusting. That's legit. That was pretty gross. Didn't even make use of our medical system for that. This knife was a gift from Mr. Man on the street, Mr. Al. I have a dish here that I'm throwing all my little scraps into. Viking sheeps. Why the heck is it called a cocktail? Oh, I knew that, but it had to do with, I knew that, but I'm glitching on it and I can't look it up right now because of Country Boy Made Alive. Nice. Paul's asking what I'm doing. I'm doing food prep for a couple of days out in the woods. And once I'm done with the knives, I will pour myself a dram. We can have a dram together. I said maybe I'll do a cocktail or two, but I haven't really decided. Country Boys Alive, nice to see. Yep, that's true. Happy New Year to Country Boy. How you doing, Scott, by the way? And Beto's here. How you doing? How is everybody doing? I need some garlic. I don't do no jarlic. This is real stuff here. It ain't coming from a jar. No, it's okay. It's nice. This is not enough though. Hold on, I need more garlic. Little local garlic from here in Quebec. Oh, I missed something that Tenenbaum said. No, I'm not going camping. Going to a little Airbnb that we... Several years ago, I did a video where I was teaching Camille about her axe skills. We're going to that place again. This is a huge garlic clove. Check this out, Holmes. What is up with that? Look at that. Hold on. Look at how big that is. That's some big stuff. Did I do my Swedish today? Yes. Just in case we go late. I don't want to accidentally miss my Swedish. But I believe I'm okay. That is garlic, all right. I realized I should have gotten some little tiny bowls. 4 garlic cloves minced. 2 green onions thinly. Okay, so these garlics have to be minced. Let me get some little bowls for that stew. Bitsy bon. Come on, fool. The official name for this little stepladder in our house is Le Petit Bon. I figured Paul would find that funny. Why is it called Le Petit Bon? It's been called Le Petit Bon since Camille was even smaller than Clem is. So, is it a bone? Not really. Eh. But they did used to sit on it, so I guess that's why. Whoops. Don't throw it all over the floor. You damn food. That's a dry part. We don't want no dry parts. That's what self-censorship is a beautiful thing. La 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 la. Bam. Who's saying hi? Everyone's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. Beto says to Russell, very hot and humid. During the day, 35 degrees Celsius. Now, according to the thermometer, 26 degrees. So the low today here in Montreal is minus 22. The high was, I believe, minus 12. Beto. So, okay. My sister-in-law is in Havana right now with her fiance lives there, so she's visiting him. And I'm imagining that it's quite a bit warmer there as well. That was close. Got to pay more attention. This is why I don't have the beverages while I'm working with the sharps. So what I'm gonna do is, OGs will remember I gave Camille a forest axe, a Veterling's forest axe, when she was still way too small to use it. And I believe it's time. It's the one where I tried to buy a handle and ended up with a whole axe, which was great, except I then still didn't have an extra handle for when the inevitable happens. Because here's the thing with axes, people. I tell you free, and I tell you fair, and I tell you true. The helve on an axe is a consumable. It takes a bloody long time if you're good and lucky, but it's still a consumable. The helve on your axe will one day break. That's not a comment on your skill. That's not a comment on the quality of the axe. It's just over time, with all that shock happening. I'm not going to say 100% because there are some axes out there with like old ass axes still with their original helves, but the chances are that the helve on your axe will one day break. Those were both so big that I'm not doing 4. When was the last time I sharpened my kitchen knives? Depends on the knife. Some of them quite... I was worried that Country Boy's carpool partner did him in. Glad he was just sick. Oh, is Grace here? Nice. Nice. Okay. So, in a large resealable container, combine the first 8 ingredients. What? Okay. So that's my beef broth, soy sauce, olive oil, garlic, green onions, ground ginger, and a teaspoon of pepper. And 4 whole cloves. I don't think I have any cloves. People, I have a problem. I do not believe I have any cloves. I got nutmeg. That ain't gonna help. I got me some cayenne. Ain't what I'm looking for. What the hell is this? Oh, those are star anise. Star anise. Ha! That's not funny. That just ain't funny. Onions dip mix? How old is that? Shake before using. What's the best before date on this? The hell's the damn best before date on this? What else? Garam masala. People, I have a dismal feeling about this. 5 pepper blend. Ground hot red pepper. Don't want to kill my peri-peri. What the hell, people? Zatar. No. Okay, I ain't got no damn clothes. I'm calling it sumac. I mean, I got everything else, but no damn clothes. And that was the last time I used sumac. I should use sumac for something. Failure. Okay. Who cares? Quarter teaspoon of pepper. 1 to 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. What about trying allspice or a mix of cinnamon and nutmeg? Thing is, I don't know if I want that flavor. That would work though. I just don't know. So much nutmeg. I gotta stop buying. I have Chinese 5-spice. That's not gonna help. Crushed red pepper. Crushed like my dreams and hopes. What is this tiny thing? Oh, I got some Spanish saffron. Just to show you guys how hoity-toity my house is. We can afford this. I'm kidding. We stole it. Okay, and that's a bay leaf. Okay. Funk it. Okay, I am going to mix and mix and mix. It says in a large resealable container. I did just wash a large resealable container. It's just weird that it's telling me to mix wet and dry together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's everything up to the whole cloves. Cut roast in half, add to marinade. Refrigerate overnight. In a saucepan, okay, fine. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what they asked me to do. It's just so weird, okay? Why don't I just do it? I mean, come on, man. Here's a little beef brothage, little brothage. Oops, that did not mix properly. Nothing to see here, people. Much better, I think. This is not nearly as efficacious as mixing in a bowl was. Let me tell you. I'll tell you that for free. Okay. There's ingredient 1. Next is 1/3 of a cup of soy, which I forgot to get out. I am such a professional. What the hell are these? Do I even want to know? Maybe I'll just smother the damn thing in sriracha. I'm going to use a neutral oil instead of an olive oil, I believe. Does it even ask for olive oil? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. A whole damn tablespoon. Should I use the olive oil? I'm afraid of the smoke point. Do I still have soy sauce? People, I may have a bigger problem than I thought. No, that's Worcester sauce. Incidentally. Wait a second, I'll get to my incidentally in a second. Oh no, I'm out of... Am I out of? No, it's tamari. I don't want tamari. I do like tamari, but I don't think that'll fit. Oh, people. Just give me a sec. This is not good, folks. This is shite. Third of a cup of soy and I don't have any. Should I use tamari? I feel that that'll be too strong. David thinks the wood stove is going to be lit. Yep, for sure. Canadian, in the words of Pepe Le Pew, le poulet de pew pew. David misses his wood stove. So, hear me out on this. I made this point on one of the socials, Facebook, and I stand by it. I think that whoever named this Bang Bang Chicken instead of Chicken Chicken Bang Bang missed an infuriating opportunity. Maybe I'll just add in the Worcester sauce. Oh. This is not the soy sauce I was looking for, but this is actually better because this is low sodium, which is what the recipe calls for. Third of a cup. Chicken Chicken Bang Bang. Or did I just really date myself there? A third of a cup reduced sodium soy. But Jesse, that's a dry measuring cup. I should have. I know. It's just because I'm trying not to step off screen too much. Too much. This is a different shaped bottle than I'm used to. This isn't our usual. Oh, this is Kikkoman. We don't usually buy Kikkoman. What is this? That's pure sesame oil. I prefer toasted sesame oil, but nobody's asked. Nobody's asked me. I don't know where I put my fork, so I'll get another fork. Because hey, why not just create more dishes? The reason I'm looking at this recipe, my Bang Bang Chicken recipe, I mean, I can share it with you guys if you want to try it, but I don't look at the recipe anymore. I know what the hell I'm doing. But I've never made this before. I've never marinated a pot roast before. I've always sort of done a dry rub or, you know, something like a paste or whatever. I've never marinated one before, so this I'm not familiar with how these work. David, we interviewed a real estate agent last week, getting closer to putting this place on the market. Nice. Nice. I hope it goes chitty chitty le pew pew, says Canadian. Russell's going through his firewood way too fast. Oh, you might run out. So hey, okay, Russell, what happens if you run out of firewood? Like, can you buy more halfway through the season, or is it like? And is it really expensive if you have to buy halfway through? Because I'm imagining that wood lots will deliver no matter when. It's just maybe less work intensive to get it all at the same time. Shawnee Gross, how you doing? Have to get the chainsaw out. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Is this olive? No, this is canola. Am I going to use the olive? Why not? Why not? Why not? 1 tablespoon, eh? Eh? Oh, yeah. Where's my damn tablespoon gone? It's okay, I'll get another one. That's a teaspoon. That looks like a tablespoon. There's a tablespoon of olive oil. I don't love cooking with olive oil. Like, I love it for salads and stuff, and it's really weird because I cannot eat olives, but I have no problem with the oil. Which tells me that maybe it's a hell of a lot more processed than they like to let us think. Just throwing that out there. Mixy mix. Why do I say? I know exactly why I say these things. It's because I'm stimming. I'm verbally stimming. It's irritating. And then my garlic cloves. Boom. my Quebec grown garlic cloves, some very locavore, my green onions, thinly sliced. Don't know where they came from though. So I mean, I'm locavore when I can be. Cleanliness is led to godliness, so I'm going to put this in here right now. This smells great though. I mean, I'm looking forward to tasting this. I'm angry that my pot roast is still frozen because I'm a dumbass, because this recipe says to cut it in half and boop, because I don't think it's going to fit in here as a whole thing. 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger. Put your damn stuff away. Darn burn it. The second most irritating thing I will say to you tonight is after I find the ginger, oh no, are we out of ginger as well? Holy schnitzel, this is awful. What are you, your onion powder? Your garlic powder. You're not ginger. You're not ginger. You're a redhead. Shut up. Garlic. Cream of tartar. Yeah, that I need that. Muscada. I'm out of ginger. Could use onion powder though. Onion powder. That's not the flavor we're looking for. Shut up. I'm working with what I can here, people. Tea's a good drink. I talk to myself when I'm alone exactly like what I'm doing tonight. Like, talking to you guys is not that far out of my way because I am always making sounds when I'm alone. 4 whole cloves? Nope. Ground ginger? Nope. But I do have pepper. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I don't know. Is that like that maybe? Is that a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper? Haida, West Coast. I mean, hey, if I don't got what I need, make it up, right? So, it says to now put the pot roast in there, but I think what I need is a really huge Ziploc bag, but I don't think I have any left. Right back, people. Oh my God, I just dumped them all over the floor. Shit on a stick. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's gonna be great. So, frozen pot roast. What I'll do is I'll put it in there, and as it thaws, I'll roll it until I can cut it in half. Found the fork. His uncle has lemons in his backyard in Fiumara, Italy. Nice. I know a little Italian actually. He's 5'7", so not that little. About Tom Cruise size. Hey, as someone who's 5'7", I think that's the perfect size. Best part of Italy is red wine, says David. Fitzy says, always making sounds when I'm alone, quotable quote, number 1 of tonight. Nice part of being in Reggio area is the ferry to Sicily is in San Giovanni, close by. So, here's my roast. 1.4 kilos. It's big enough for 5, I think. I mean, I'm gonna do like some mashed potatoes. I have some asparagus. What's it called? Asparagus. Some carrots that I've sort of prepped for roasting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I'm really freaking irritated that this is still frozen though. It makes me unhappy. Unhappy. Yeah, like when I'm alone, the vocal stimming is real, people. Like, I say nonsense syllables. I make up lyrics to popular or not so popular songs. Like, with no rhyme or reason behind it. Second. Even frozen, I don't want to touch that. I'm big with textures, so I'm gonna put my gloves on. Where was I? Oh yeah, just like constant noise. When you guys use these, I know that some of you use these food safe black gloves. You wash your hands before going in, or do you just trust that the gloves are clean? Because I always wash my hands, but I don't know if I'm being all paranoid and shit. Paranoid and shit. Hey, what do you guys do? Italian lemons equals limoncello. So, I'm 5'7". No, I'm 5'7", officially on my driver's license. That's how I know that when someone's like, I'm 5'7", I'm like, oh, you're short. You're short because I'm 5'7", and I am not the tallest guy in any room ever. Christy doesn't use gloves. Let's scrape off some of this ice, shall we? Why am I doing this? I don't know. I'm just. Little paper or a little plastic. I mean, it's not paper. Come on, man. Get your shit together. Get it straight. There we go. It's frozen. I heard somebody on the TikTok today. Todd Maffin. Todd Maffin? He's a guy who used to be on the CBC. He said that some parts of Canada are cold as a beaver's ass. And I was like, I don't think that makes any sense. But I sure love it anyway. Actually, when this does thaw, it will actually fit in there. So, this night just got so much better. So good that I think I can reward myself with a little beverage, in fact. Wasting nitrile. Or silicone, or whatever the hell nitrile gloves are made of. Ugh! Gross. Go away. There we go. There we go. That's great. I'm gonna let this sit out for a little while. Not too long. Just a little while. And in the meantime, I'm gonna throw all this into the compost. Into the compost. Get rid of the evidence. Whoop! Hey man, careful there. Use some wasteful paper towels. Have a little sip of tea while I work. Why am I having tea? Because it's a good drink, of course. So, people, anyone gonna have a little drink with me? Celebrate Friday night. Although I am confused that there's no Bushcraft tonight, I'm okay with that because it meant that I could go live with you people. Sort of filling in for Russell. What the hell? Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, boo. Steve, how you doing? I feel like I'm watching Dexter. Coach Boy says, I don't wash my hands. I don't use gloves. I just wash my hands every 6. Yeah, I do. That's the thing. I do as well, but my skin is so dry that it hurts and like it starts to pick. Can't that be defrosted in the sink with lukewarm water? Yeah, probably could have. I just sort of got into a hyper focus and nothing else mattered, I guess. Grace lived in Sardinia, Italy, but never made it to the mainland other than a short layover at Da Vinci Airport. Cold water, but that size would take forever. Yeah, I know. Chrissy's got a Woodford Reserve. Hey, is Paul still here? If Paul's here, he's probably drinking something fabulous. Oh, I should keep that up there. Don't leave my stuff around. Oh, Paul, you poured some of that moonshine. What do you think? Oh, Steve's got the Woodford Double Oaked. Nice. What do you think of that moonshine? I would go and get it, but I keep stepping off screen. It's making me feel cheesy. I found that the moonshine had a very distinct taste, that's for sure. And I was kind of I was enchanted by the idea of moonshine coming from, from Europe. I feel like I should move you guys closer to me at this point because I'm not doing anything anymore. So hold on. This is gonna look awful shaky, but give me 1 second here. Unclamp for land's sakes. There we go. We have unclamped. We are deploying the feet. Oh, I broke one of these feet, so I have to be real careful with it. I break everything, guys. It's awful. It's the dyspraxia. That looks terrible. Hold on. How's that? Is that better? Because now I can actually read what you guys are saying. I'm gonna bring it a little closer. Here we go. Nice and close. We're nice and close friends. Smells like agave for some. Yeah, okay. It's weird. I find that some whiskeys do give me kind of a tequila thing or an agave, and I definitely noticed that with that as well. But there's none. We watched all 6 Thin Man movies yesterday. We drank raspberry rock shots from Nick and Nora glasses. Nice. Although for my Nick and Nora, you should have been doing the raspberry rocktail that I made. It's nice to be off my feet. Out of my personal space, brother. Let me just move it back a little bit. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, so after doing this later, what I'll do is, those guys are unused. This is dirty. I'll go put my bush tools together. I'll get Camille's axe because I'm excited about her actually starting to use it. Shots or cocktails? So, I don't often do shots. When I was bartending that cousin's party I told you guys about a few weeks ago, one of my cousins, Steph, she spends a lot of time in Mexico. Her ex-husband is Mexican. Her son was playing professional football, soccer in Mexico for a while. Now he's in some American team somewhere. Can I get you the cookies?
Yeah.
You do your own fucking work, man. Which cookies do you want?
You only have one.
You only have one kind of cookies?
Yeah, no, we got one box or thing, whatever. The ones on top. No, those are Whippets. Yep.
A whippet is a cookie.
A Whippet is not a cookie.
Whip it real good. People, I got a question for you.
No,
Here, take your
Whippets
filthy
are
ass
not
cookies.
cookies.
Whippets, cookies or not? I think cookies. Oh, and they're the ones with the fries.
Yeah, those are not cookies.
They're cookies. What are they? Cakes?
They have
Tiny
like
cakes?
the slightest amount of cookie inside, and the rest is just marshmallow.
Look, here's the magic. You do this, huh?
Oh, you're foul.
I'm not foul. I'm your dad.
You're
A little respectful.
you're evil.
Go on now.
You're evil. Well,
These are cookies. Ungrateful girl. They're cookies. Pure as day. Pure as day. I feel that I blew that. Pure as day does not sound like it's the right formation of that statement. Piss on a biscuit. I keep dropping shit. Excuse the language. Raspberry rock shots are sublime. Truth. Country boy still can't taste or smell very well, so no drams for me. It would be a waste. Okay, fair enough. Let me just fix the leg on this thing here. That's better. Paul says it's nice. Yeah, it's not extremely whiskey-like in some ways, but I'm glad I have the bottle for sure. Cocktails are too pretentious, says David. Huh. Well, that's not exactly out of my wheelhouse now, is it? Cody. Destiny says hi. I don't think she can hear me. She's too busy being like 14. Teenagehood is loud in that girl's ears. Yep. That's a good one. That's a good one. %46% ABV. Just a small town Cody. Let's have a vote. Excuse me. Being an ungrateful girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. What are we voting on? I don't know. Oh, so David votes for it not being a cookie. So then what is it if it's not a cookie? Yeah, Paul, that's it. It's not extremely whiskey-like. There is, it does have kind of that sort of Mexican flavor to it. Destiny votes for a child of a cookie and a marshmallow, a fluffy cookie, if you will. Okay. Playing both sides of the fence, I see. I'm gonna be sad when this bottle's gone. And it's weird because it took me a long time to get back to this bottle. I tried it and I was like, that's what all the hullabaloo's about? And so I racked it. And then, because I had it open for a couple of years around there, I think. And I was just, let me rediscover. Now, after having had that flavor, so the hype around this bottle is not as big in my head anymore. Because that's the thing, bottles that are extremely hyped almost don't stand a chance. Like they almost can't not disappoint you. And this was a very hyped bottle. And it's a very good whiskey, but when all the hype was like, boom, boom, it's like, gotta try this. Boom, pour. Well, it's just whiskey. Yeah, and like, Springbank really gets hit. Springbank can really get hit with that because there's this whole false religiosity around Springbank because it's extremely good and very bloody rare because it's, I think, still a family-run business. They haven't ramped up production to meet demand, so it's a unicorn. So people are like, it's the nectar of the gods. And then when I finally opened a bottle, was it last year or earlier this year, whenever, summer, whatever, for the first time in so long that I no longer remembered what it tasted like. I was like, well, that's disappointing. It's only Sublime. And it's not a commentary on the quality of the whiskey because the whiskey is very freaking good. But when something gets built up in your mind that much, it's like finally seeing the Mona Lisa, like the real one, hanging there on the wall, and it's only like, well, it's bigger than that, but it's just a painting. It's not ginormous, right? And like, so that's what all the hullabaloo's about. The painting is exquisite, but fame wrecks the experience. Nothing can stand up to that kind of thing. David was watching Gladiator 2 tonight. What a violent movie. No shift, Sherlock. This is not exquisite like a Springbank. I'm not trying to equate them. I'm just saying that certain forces affect the item in question beyond logic. Paul says, oh, by the way, I was wrong about Compass Box Orchard House. Okay, it's getting a slight label upgrade and a bit of a change to the recipe from what I've heard. Okay, so you know what? I'm not going to open my bottle. When I see, whenever the new bottle comes out, I'll grab one of those and then I'll open them together. I should probably do that on camera. I'll open them together and see what I think. Oh, Dave says, I still have to finish the movie. Just being live took priority. Oh, Gladiator 2. I couldn't see the 2 behind the heart thingy. I gotta say, I disliked that one. That dude sucked, but I need a 15-minute video to explain why. I didn't even see Gladiator 2. I did not see the second one. I was like, I've had enough Gladiator for one life. I do not require another film. My requirements have been met with one Gladiator movie. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. Gladiator was a fine film. You know, if you don't need historical accuracy, if you don't need, like, if Hollywoodism doesn't piss you off, then it was a fine film, right? And I bounce around on that a lot. Like, this is not accurate to the times. Okay, but was it a fun film? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Jess. Just sit back and enjoy the movie, okay? It's on Prime. I canceled Prime because I was all like, you know, fuck the oligarchs. And that means I'm missing some great stuff. It means I don't get to watch second season of Fallout, which hurts. It means I don't... I'm going to turn that down. Oh, Cody's laundry's ready. Yeah, so I deprimed. I'm not going to reprime. Not going to do it. But there's some really cool shows that I'm not going to get to watch because of that. But you know, I didn't sign up for the, was it Paramount Plus thing either? Even though I have traditionally watched all the Star Treks. And it seems to me like Strange New Worlds is a better Star Trek than I would have seen in a long, long time. And I don't get to see it. I don't get to see any of the new stuff. But there's only so many streaming services I'm willing to pay for. I also just killed Apple TV. I wasn't using it. Clem was watching Stillwater, which is probably the second best children's TV show on the airs right now. But she just wasn't watching it. And I was like, wow, I'm spending X amount every... And I wasn't getting the time to enjoy the shows that I had started watching anyway. So I was like, this is money that should not be being wasted like this. So I canceled it. I was also pissed off at Apple over changing Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. So I was like, you ain't getting any more money out of me than I kind of have to give you for, you know, cool stuff. Shut up. So there again, there's some cool shows that I'm not going to get to watch. I was enjoying, was it The Foundation? Because I started watching that purely out of curiosity of, how the hell do you turn that series of books into a show? It was widely considered to be unfilmable. You could not make a movie out of it. So when they decided to turn it into a series, I was like, I gotta see this. And I think they were doing a good job. But I never had time to watch. Like ever, so, you know. Is Mark out? All right, Mark. Have a good weekend, Mr. Mark. Good night, Mark, says Christy. Night, Mark. Everyone's saying Mark. Jess, can you recommend a good, affordable American whiskey? Yeah, Paul can absolutely recommend a couple. Okay, let's do a little thing. Bourbons, like if we're not doing American single malts, because I know nothing about them. That's a very new thing. Apparently they're doing a great job at some of the places, but I would... The bourbons and ryes that I would go for, if you suddenly threw me into the middle of a store and said, don't spend $100 on a bottle, right? I would definitely go for Wild Turkey 101, the Thunder Chicken. I would go for Woodford Reserve or the double oaked. Either one of those is good. I have a very slight preference for the double oaked. Maker's Mark, probably. I have a bottle of Maker's Mark downstairs. I haven't opened it yet because I'm probably never buying bourbon again. I'm holding off. Um, but like I have a bottle down there of E.H. Taylor that is half done. The upchart. Bourbon is, in my opinion, a vertically compact market. That is a nonsense term, but it's what it means is for your money on the low end, you can get a much better bourbon than you will a scotch. But on the high end, you'll get a much better scotch than you will a bourbon. Like the bourbon experience is much less vertically stacked than the scotch experience is. So like my E.H. Taylor, I believe, was like 125 US in New York City. It's very good. It's extremely good. But it's an $80 bottle of bourbon to me. You know, like if I'm spending 120 on a scotch, I'm getting a good scotch, but I'm not getting a killer. Well, sometimes I am actually, but like 125 bucks is nowhere near the ceiling for good quality scotch. You know, whereas like a Pappy, especially in unregulated markets or on secondary, forget it, man. Hold on, let me just scroll on back. Scroll on back. Evan Williams is an extremely affordable one. Yeah, I have not bought a bottle of Evan Williams yet. Well, have not bought a bottle of Evan Williams. Knob Creek 9 is one of your faves. I have not tried it since they put the age statement on. Elijah Craig makes nice stuff that's affordable. Bullet 10 year is really good. I'm okay with Bullet for sure. I haven't tried the 10 year. I'd like to. I'd definitely like to. The one Jack Daniels I will drink is this. What's it called? The single barrel, single shite. What's it called? Square bottle, black label. Oh, of course, black label. Single barrel. The hell's it called? Like, I'm missing part of the name. Oh God, oh, my brain is such a piece of crap. Like I'm glitching on it. It's gone. It's gone. It was about to come out of my mouth and it's gone. Single. Is it just called the single barrel? Is it just called single barrel? Am I like trying to add a word on that doesn't exist? Oh, according to Parrot Paul, yep, I am trying to add a word on that doesn't exist. But you can't go wrong with turkey. That's true. I do like that. Okay, question though, because Wild Turkey 101, infinitely better than just the standard, you know, bottom shelf, or not really bottom, whatever. But I've never had is it the rare breed? Wild Turkey rare breed, is that what it's called? I've never had that. Is that a step up? Jack Daniels single barrel. Absolutely. The standard, whatever it is, old number, whatever the normal Jack Daniels is, I think that's crap disguised as whiskey. It's like the American version of Red Label. But that single barrel. Yes, rare breed is a step up. Country Boy says it's a potent tasting bottle. It's a step up in price. I know that. I'm never sure if step up in price really equals, you know, quality though. Because even the 101 is a pretty potent tasting bottle, Scott. For those of you who've been following along with my journey of trying to find Nesmik, the Nesmik trio, I've identified what his pocket knife was. And so I'm trying to source one of those right now. I think I posted a couple of things on Russell's Discord. I think it's called a moose pattern. There's a couple of modern makers making them. So I'm going to look into that. I'm getting ever slightly closer to my Nesmik trio videos. Here's how I see that happening. Gather my tools. I'm not going to go full on like with the tent and everything because there's only so much money in the world, and it's about the Nesmik trio, right? The pocket knife, the belt knife, the double bit axe. Get those. Reread the book. Because there's one thing that you forget. You forget, like I'm saying, everyone's reading Nesmik all the time. One thing that gets often forgotten is that his belt knife he used for food prep. So it was a very thin knife compared to most of what you can find today. Because even guys making Nesmiks are making like the modern Nesmik, right? Which is, like a 4mm spine. I'm like, food prep, skinning deer, not chopping through, because what Nesmik used for all of his woodcraft knife things was the folder. The little, I'm not going to take up all of tonight's video on that because that's not what we're talking about. As we get closer, I'll do probably a couple of lives where I talk about stuff like that. Hold on. Country Boy says, Thunder Chicken 101 was mild to my palate compared to Rare Breed. Could just be me, though. I don't know. I've never tried the Rare Breed, but I do know that they're both more potent than the whatever's bog standard for sure. Amazon Prime is free shipping. The videos just come along with the Prime. Can't believe you gave that up. Yeah, I absolutely gave it up. It was a political thing, and I will suffer all kinds of things for political reasons. If I order something, it sure as hell doesn't take as long as it used to. But I'm also as part of that was also reducing my Prime purchases. Look, I'm not a Philistine. I'm not gonna I will never buy from Prime, especially because if you're an Amazon bean counter, the Prime memberships are way important than the individual purchases, for sure, absolutely. They want us all on Prime. But I'm also ordering from Canadian distributors where I can versus large multinationals. I even bought something in a brick and mortar store this year. What? I know. I got over my social anxiety for long enough to walk into a store and buy something. Hell, what? What? Yes. Yes, I did. Don't think I could buy something that is called Thunder Chicken. Christy, it's not. It's Wild Turkey 101. The Thunder Chicken is the 101 because it's 50.5% ABV. Such a great nickname, though. Oh, no. Yes, no, it's here. This would be a good analog for that one if you were living in Canada and no longer buying American. This would be a good analog. It's not exact. It ain't the same. But it would sort of hit the same. into the ballpark, because I don't remember what the actual, like, I don't see a mash bill on this, but this is one of those Canadian bourbons. Excuse me. So this is 60% table corn, 30% 32% barley, and 8% wheat. So I don't remember what the Wild Turkey 101's mash bill is, but it's in the ballpark. I wish I still had some Wild Turkey 101 downstairs to compare it with, because I'm going with what this tastes like now, and I'm gutted about how little is left, versus what my memory of the Wild Turkey 101 was 2 years ago. So to me, I may be wrong. If you can't walk into a store and buy Thunder Chicken, then what is life? Paul doesn't know. Okay. Do Thunder Thighs come from Thunder Chickens? Well, I mean, if you buy the right chicken. Scott, do you still have some of this? So we can't call this Thunder Chicken, because it's got a bridge on the Thunder Bridge. Thunder Bridge is an epic fucking name, guys. Oh, jeez, I just used some of that language again. Sorry. Thunder Bridge. I shall now write a novel and call it Thunder Bridge. Maybe I'll just write a novelette. I don't know if I have the staying power for a full book. This is batch 4, bottle 515. And here comes Camille to flip her laundry over. Laundry. Where you going, man? This child, she's still got earplugs and she didn't even hear me. Have you tried Wild Turkey 101 rye? No. No, I have not. Camille, Camille, Camille. No, they don't want to see it. Here, boom. Go and swap your laundry over.
Dad, I'm about to die.
Oh no, don't die.
I know, right? It's not dry yet.
Put it in for 20.
I'm just putting it for time dried.
Yeah.
That is 20.
20, yeah. And it's on low?
I think so. I don't know. I'm coming.
I do believe she's playing a video game. I'm pretty sure that's the video game run. Oh, Scott, you killed it. See, I was waiting for you to kill this. If you've killed yours, then I'm going to kill this one like pronto. How is 2026 going for me so far? So, better than the end of 2025 was because on the same day, I tore off the pen loop on this on my journal somehow. And then I dropped one of my pens, nib down, and destroyed it. So I had to order a new nib. When that happened, it's a vacuum filler pen, so it went, and I had to very rapidly clean up my desk, the floor, destroyed a little coloring book that Clem had sitting in an inappropriate place, obviously. So the 2025 ended as a hurricane. Although the actual New Year's Eve, the family and I were watching all the New Year's shows on Radio Canada. I was trying to sneak away to attend Russell's live, but nope. And then, like, Cody and I were drawing at the table and watching Bye Bye 2025. Bye Bye is, for those of you who do not have the knowledge that I'm about to impart, you will find this interesting. Radio Canada is CBC in French. Radio Canada has just been rebranded to EC for some stupid reason, but whatever. And so they have this show that's Bye Bye, whatever the years. It's been on for like 50 years. And to be clear, the comedy shows on Radio Canada are much, much spicier and more incisive than the ones on the CBC. This hour has 22 minutes. Had a couple of, has on occasion come pretty close. Rick Mercer came pretty close to what was happening on the French side, but which was hilarious. It was a great night. We had soup joumou. There's the pot from it there, and Haitian mac and cheese for supper. I finished off my holiday malt, my holiday whiskey. And I didn't have to go to a party. 26 so far has been okay. It's been okay. It's been like yesterday and the day before. The first, I can tell you exactly. The first I essentially took off. Today was the second. Today was busy. Today I did laundry. I did a deep clean of the bathroom. I did a deep clean of this kitchen, which doesn't look like it. Did a little mocktail video with Clem, which I'll post as a members only video. Busy day. Prepping for a couple of days at a cabin. But no disasters. Nothing bad. God, I have to pound wood. I don't know why that sounded disgusting, but I have to knock wood because of what I just said. There you go. I don't know, how was yours? On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad does it suck to not have a wood stove? 8.2. Look, it hurts me to not have a wood stove. It hurts me to have bought this house just as the ban was coming in, a year after the ban came in. And it's a permanent ban. It's not like we're banning wood stoves between now and then. No, it's like boom. Because now at this phase, it was a 3-phase ban. The first was no new installations, so shit. Second was current installations needed to, I don't remember. Current installations needed to be replaced by an insert or a pellet stove or whatever. So I can have a pellet stove. Do you think I want a pellet stove? Right? Also, like, these pellet stoves still need, like, they have electric ignition. Like, but the reason I wanted a wood stove was because frickin' Hydro-Quebec keeps killing my power. Love Super Choumou, tellement bon. Yeah, me too. Love it. Love it. And because of the culture of Le Madame, I get to eat so much great Haitian food. I'm like, I got pickles running in my veins. Russell, what time did your New Year's live stream end? Sorry, I popped out at 12:30. At 2 a.m. we were done. Yeah, I missed it. I missed it completely. I have not successfully attended ever any. Start again. I have not successfully attended any of your New Year's Eve live streams because before we were always at a party at the Madame's aunt and uncle's house. We no longer go there because it's no longer owned by them because they're dead. So we used to go after that happened. After that sort of ended, we went to her mom's place, a smaller party, quieter party. Thunder Bridge. I don't know, this year just one of her sisters is in Cuba, the other is in Gaspésie. And so we spent the night beautifully en famille. Even the little one got to stay up late. She fell asleep, so I took her up to bed. But, you know, we weren't on our arse about going to... Paul says, I love pickles too. A friend makes for me. Nice. So we will often... I know that you don't live in Montreal. I'm not going to say where you live. You live in the province in which I live, but you do not live in the same city as me. But here in Montreal, there's a place called Marché Renald. Nowhere near where I live, so I'm not doxing myself. So it's a Haitian. What the hell's a marché? Grocery, a Haitian grocery store. That has a kitchen in the back, and you walk up to the counter, and there's a menu, and what it says is like poulet, cabri, chicken, goat, pork. I'm translating here for you peeps. And you say, je prends deux poulets puis trois cabris. And then so it gives you a ticket for each and you pay for it. And then you go around to the back and you look over this little counter and there's 3 ancient Haitian mamies there with a big honking pots on these gas stoves. I'm like, what kind of rice you want? Like ricolé. You know, you want banane? Yes. And they just sort of throw it together. Can I have an extra pickles? Oh, white guy wants an extra pickles. I give you 2. I'm like, yeah, mommy. And the food is spectacular. Look, it's not. You're not ordering like fine French cuisine. You're ordering. It's a folk cuisine, right? It's like you go to Gachnawaga or somewhere and you have like fry bread and you know, like native food. It's a native food, so you're not getting fine cuisine. What you're getting is Haitian soul food, man. That's what it is. God, I hope I remember I called it that by tomorrow, because that's what it is. It's Haitian soul food. And the pickles is made with whatever the piment was the word called. Is that Scotch bonnets? I think. It'll do you in if you're not prepared, but I am prepared. And I will finish the pickles even if there ain't no food left. I will be like, no. Love that shift. Is that the Nika? No, this is from Bridgeland Distillery. Is the Tabor Corn Bourbon. Tabor Bourbon. Whiskey 101. The 101, so there's 2 versions of this. This is the 101, which is 50.5%. And there's another one that's, I think, 46%. This is a killer fucking bottle. Oh, jeez, with the language tonight. I'm usually so classy. I am never classy. But I usually keep the swearing, the on-screen swearing, to a minimum. So sorry about that, people. I know, I've let you all down. But tea's a good drink. Iced tea. Their pâtés are so good. Lambic, yeah, man. Yeah, Scotch bonnets. Yeah, that's it. Country Boy says, yeah, that's the bourbon I sent him. Yeah, thanks to Country Boy. But guys, I have received some nice whiskeys. Like, you know, like Scott sent me this. Paul handed me, because I actually I went to sit and have lunch with him. A couple of great whiskeys. My fiddler gave me a fabulous whiskey that I don't want to open, because it's one of those, you cannot replace it. It's been a great year, he says. And immediately was like, I wish I could take that back into my mouth. It's been a great year for whiskey in several ways. Not in all ways. I let my membership at the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society lapse because I haven't bought anything in over a year. And you have to give them $125 or $129 or whatever it is dollars to have the right to buy those bottles. So it's like, no, not this year. Not this year. Let me fix my finances and then we'll think about it. Because some of my favorite bottles of all time have been SMWS bottles. Getting a little harder to buy a real freaking killer winner than it used to be. But that's kind of happening across the entire whiskey board. I find. I think the bubble is about to break. Bubbles don't break. Bottles break. Bubbles burst. Yeah. Yeah, that's me. That's me talking. That's me just mixing everything up. I do believe that the whiskey bubble is about to burst, which will bring some prices down, which is nice. You will leave some people holding the bag, some people who are like speculators, collectors, stuff like that. I lost the thread of like that was the middle part. I started somewhere, and then I was going somewhere, and I lost the ends. I don't know what the ends were. I don't remember where I was coming from, and wherever I was going, lost in the mist. SMWS, still some great bottles. Not everyone's a winner. Those that are getting way more expensive. Okay, bubble's gonna burst because everyone's having some trouble with that. The quality of the casks seems to be going down a little bit for some reason. Ardbeg suffers from this massively, I feel. I don't know where I was going. I'm just like throwing little factoids out into the ether. I have no idea where I was going with that. But it was going to be fabulous. It was going to be interesting and hilarious because funny guy. And seminal, Russell. It was going to be seminal information for all those who drink whiskey. All of us. Every single one of us. Seminal. Because Russell loves it when I say seminal. Where the crap was I going with that? What else? Whiskey. This is the tape record. Country Boy says, never had Haitian, but my lady made Jamaican patties. Okay, that's fine too. Man, we know a guy, the dad of one of Cody's friends from Jamaica, worked in a Jamaican kitchen, like the kitchen of a Jamaican restaurant. So every now and again, he'd bring us like jerk chicken or something. Great stuff. Absolutely great. Paul says, there's a great place in the DG for Jamaican patties called Mr. Patty's. I know, but I've never been there. David says, there's a Haitian restaurant in Toronto that serves a killer griot. Nice. What I love the most is sauce pois rouge on white rice. Or sauce pois noir. We usually have the pois noir. Now I'm starving. Yeah. Food Talk does that for damn sure. I am. Country Boy says, Paul, stop it, please. I've already had too much dinner, and now I want to go I want to go look in the fridge. Now I could really go for a plate of griot. Ricolé. Plantains. I like the goat. The goat is seriously good. The pork is a close second. The chicken is good. You know what? They're all fabulous. They're all great. Oh, the food. We went down to New York City because as I have said before, the Haitian diaspora, right? There's Haiti, there's like Miami, there's New York, and there's Montreal. That's your diaspora. That's where like 98% of Haitians are. Paris too, but it ain't the same. Not as many. Anyway, we went to New York for it's a birthday party. One of the cousins was turning 16 and graduating high school or some damn thing. But anyways, it was a white party. I mean, everyone had to wear white. It was a nighttime party, backyard. The most gloriously beautiful people in the world. Dark skin, white clothes. It was, whew. But the food, the Haitian mac and cheese, which by the way is actually rigatonian cheese. No, rotinian cheese. The griot, the poulet. There was a fish there that I didn't touch because obvious reasons. The rices, the sauces. Damn. The dancing. And I was one of 2 white people there, aside from my daughter, who is mixed. Doesn't look it, but she's mixed. That food, man, that was... Yeah, that was great. That was great. I love a good food experience. I love a good food experience because not every food experience is good. You can walk into it like an expensive ass restaurant and be like, this ain't worth it, you know? David got cold pizza from the fridge. But the chercher des pâtis de... I know, I should go. It's on Patricia. And you know what's embarrassing about that, Paul? I used to live on Patricia, back when Patricia was a dangerous frickin' street. Saw my first murder on Patricia. I had some of the best Mexican food in Budapest, Hungary, from people who opened a true authentic Mexican restaurant. That's cool. Yeah, authentic Mexican is also very, very good. I mean, they use cactus and stuff in ways that I'd never even thought of. There's a good Mexican restaurant like run by Mexicans in Sherbrooke, too. Steely Dan 42. Hey, how you doing, Steely Dan? What time are we? Okay. How's it going? I was making some food. David once had really good sushi in Caracas. I would love to tell you what really good sushi is like. There's a place here called Sushi Shop that makes a very good vegetarian sushi, so I can tell you. The Madame and Cody really like their sushi. In fact, there's one place we always order from. It's a sushi shop on a street that I'm not going to name because I say, by the way, allergy, and they know different knife, different cutting board, different little plastic box. We had some friends long ago that lived on Patricia Street when I was a kid. I don't miss that street. I do in some ways. I do. It's awkward because I have virtually no memories of before like my early to mid 20s. For reasons that I and my therapist will not be sharing, but I don't like, I have my memory before about 21 to 23, huge blanks, moments, like just little, there's a smell that reminds me of something. There's an image that I can think of. Like the first image I can remember was when I was so young that we were still living in Manitoba. So early in the morning, the house was still dark. I got out of bed and I peeked down the hall. Dark hall. Illuminated doorway to the kitchen, and that illumination going across the hall and up the wall. The voice of Peter Zosky on the CBC and the smell of coffee being brewed. We're still living in Winnipeg at the time. Well, not Winnipeg, St. Boniface, but it's Winnipeg now. Then I was 3 to 5, maybe. But it's just a moment. And so I don't remember a lot of Patricia. I do have moments, but a lot of them had to do with watching cops chase people down, or it was a shitty street when I was a kid. It really was. It's not a perfect street now, but it was shitty. That's it. I'm gonna get some patties tomorrow. Man, go for it. We bought some store-bought patties from like a supermarket. No, man. You got to go to the restaurant. You just, it's like you can tell that they're machine-made patties, you know. Stamp the little fork marks around the side, and like there's almost no meat in them or whatever. You know, my dad grew up on Avenue Rosedale. Rosedale's not as bad as Patricia, that's for damn sure. You know, it's funny because I left NDG in my early 20s, and I was like, sayonara, never coming back. NDG is the largest borough in Montreal in terms of population and in terms of area. So when I tell you that I'm back in NDG and own a house here, I'm not telling you exactly where I am. I'm not doxing myself. It's a weird borough because part of a large chunk of it is way below the poverty. Well, not way, is below the poverty line, and a smaller chunk of it own $1.5 million houses. You know, it covers so much ground. Country Boy says to Paul, send some patties to the West Coast. I'll send you some. My lady maid will compare. It's a very good bottle. So what I still want to taste in the Canadian whiskey world is I have not yet tasted anything by Macaloni's. A couple of things by Okanagan Spirits I'd still like to try. I had their bourbon, which was a success. I'd like to be able to afford another bottle. It's not that the bottle's expensive, it's that the shipping is expensive. I've got to replace this. Good old whiskey. The reason I was so happy to meet Paul is because I really do believe that whiskey becomes better. It grows into its own when you hand preferably a glass to someone and say cheers and share your whiskey with them, but passing someone a little bottle works as well. And that's the thing that I feel sometimes gets forgotten as the price of whiskeys goes through the freaking stratosphere, is that this needs to be shared to be truly alive. Whiskey is not alive if you're sitting in your den alone drinking your precious whiskey. Stay the fuck away from my bottle. That's not whiskey being alive. That's whiskey being... That's where gatekeepers happen. And I think that when I'm sitting next to someone and say, do you like whiskey? And they say, I don't know. I said, I got a Nika that's going to make you like whiskey. And I give them a glass. That's what whiskey should be for. You pour it for someone else and yourself. Whatever it is, 1.5 ounces for you, 1.5 ounces for me. Or however large your drams are. Sometimes a dram, I mean, even 1 ounce is a big dram. Like if I was to measure, hold on. Check this out. So, we're making drinks. Okay. I'm gonna do this with water, okay? You're sharing drams. You're like, how much whiskey is in a dram? And everyone's like, I don't freaking know. Just pour it to whatever. That's 1 ounce. Hold on. That's 1 ounce of liquid. Right? That's a dram to me. If I'm sharing with someone else, I'll go up to there, right? If I'm pouring for me and someone else, I'm gonna go up to there because I want to be generous. But I have looked up what is a dram several times and never gotten a straight answer. I mean, there is a measure called the dram, but it's not the same. That's not what this is. Country, I'll send you a Kildare, Jess. Okay, if you want to. I'm not going to say no. Hold on. Paul, no need. I have a list of samples that I need to get him. You should probably turn your roast. Yes, I should. I did turn it earlier. Thank you, Christy. I thought a dram was 1.5 ounces. So, Fizzy, roll your meat. It's time. Okay. If I'm sharing with someone else, it's about 1.5. I don't measure it. I don't. Stupid meat. What does that even mean? It's still frozen, so I'm frustrated. But yeah, if I'm not, like, if I'm not on camera or sharing, and I'm saying on camera because I'm not as careful with my pour when I'm on camera because I'm paying attention to this rather than this, right? So like sometimes I pour myself a pretty energetic pour, but if I'm just sitting here at the end of the night, I give myself it probably about 1 to 1.5, and it will take me forever to finish it. When I'm on screen, and it's gone, which is why I've sort of started like what I now have on screen with you guys is bottles that I'm trying to bottle down before the quality on them goes, or bottles that are like 40%. Paul, if you're able to set your Glencairn on the side and it does not spill, you're good. I'm having one more dram, and we're going to test that. Is the U.S. the same size as an imperial ounce? No, U.S. ounce is smaller. In fact, I know that because at a bar I used to work at, we got 4 cases of Guinness glasses, pint Guinness glasses, but they were American pints, so we could not use them. So I've got them all up there because they're way too small. So long as I don't goosh it all over the counter, I'm fine. Should have done this with the 46. You can't see that. I don't want to go any more than that because I don't want to get absolutely 3 sheets to the wind tonight. But Paul has the Caldera, but has yet to open it for some reason. Paul, I have now opened both of those bottles that you sent me, even though I had told myself I was not opening any more bottles until I bottled a few down, which is why I'm being so free with these 2 tonight. They're both fantastic bottles. And the nice thing about whiskey is it's not like wine. Once you've opened it, I mean, if it's still up here, you can just, you don't have to worry about it going off on you. David says, try it in your bathtub. What? Paul, open it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's bourbonish, but more complicated. One thing I like about bourbon is the rules they have in place. One thing I don't like about Reuben? Oh, I could go for a Reuben sandwich, let me tell you. I have a Reuben twice a year. Hello, ADHD. Back on target. What was I talking about? The hell was I talking about? It's gone. It's gone. Somebody tell me what I was talking about. Burnish, but more complicated. Gave me... Yes. What I don't like about bourbon is that, and I guess American rye, whatever, is that there are so many categories between bonded, or sorry, bottled and bond, straight, and there's only about 3, I guess. But what I do like is that the rules are so clear and so beautiful. Like, no caramel coloring, right? The rule about oak is so loosely written that if you pour your whiskey from the alembic or the still through an oak pipe into bottles, it still works, which drives me crazy because the rules just say it has to have essentially touched virgin oak. right? So it's the usual practice is a barrel that has not had anything in it, but you know, 2 years, whatever. I mean, once you get into categories, the years become more important, but like splash it through a barrel and then pour it into bottles, you know. But rules around what you can, like, about additives and all that stuff are very interesting to me, because with Scotch you kind of have to look for that information. Like this says non-chill filters and natural color. It says so right there on the label, and that's what I always look for. Sorry, let me get my face out of the way so it'll actually focus. That's what I look for. This is almost always natural color. Okay, this is Canadian, but like for bourbon, did just turn. Hold on. Paul says, I know. Country says, "Dan, stop talking about food." Sorry, did just turn the roast yet? Yes, I did. Christy says to somebody, why you like bourbon? That's what I love about bourbon. It's so transparent, but they don't always mention if it's chill filtered, more or less. That is true. That is true. In fact, the only ones who seem to make any stink about filtering are the Kentucky whiskey. What is it? Kentucky whiskey? The Jack Daniels, like the Lincoln County process. I'm like, I don't care. All that means is that your whiskey is like pedestrian. Super smooth. Yeah, but there's no life to it. Russell has a cornucopia of oak. I have got to get cheese. Right. So much cheese, so little time. Oh, I'm treating myself, people. Brie. This is a double crème. It is a brie double crème. I'm going to use a blunt knife. I need to eat cheese. I need cheese the way I need oxygen right now. Why did cornucopia of oak make me realize that I needed cheese? It makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense. It's just silly is what it is. It is some silly stuff. Basil and olive oil, Breton. Oh, I just broke to them. Like an idiot. I'm gonna be classy today. Oops. Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, that's a really big slab of cheese. I'll cut that into smaller chunks. Pouring another dram, Mr. Russell is. What are you pouring tonight, by the way? Is it the usual stoof, or did you treat yourself for New Year's with something a little more upper shelf? I had brie and an apple yesterday, says Christy. Well, you should eat something today as well. I was going to eat in front of you, Scott. Yep. Try brie and peanut butter. Yum. David, you're just instigating. I'm not doing that. I'll tell you something, Scott. That fridge of yours is probably looking pretty enticing right now. Bon appétit. Merci, monsieur. Oh, ça fait du bien. Throw the brie in the microwave for 30 seconds. Paul does not eat cheese. Oh, I know that about you. So cheese occupies a really interesting spot. Like what would the analog to cheese be for somebody who doesn't eat dairy, for instance, like my fiddler, he's lactose intolerant. Like what fills the same spot for someone who doesn't eat cheese? Because it's not like a meat. When I say it fills the same spot, I mean the enjoyment factor. You know? Now, I asked that question and immediately regretted it because I can't eat salmon or the fatty fish, oily fish, fatty fish, whatever poisson gras is in English. So maybe shift the focus for someone who can and loves salmon. It's like, but what would fill in that spot for someone who doesn't eat fish? So maybe the question is nonsensical. Hell yeah. I'm willing to bet you that the question is nonsensical. Raspberry did a festive eggnog and fireball. I hate fireball. Eggnog is all right though. So is that like a really cinnamony eggnog then? Because does fireball have a cinnamony thing happening, or is it a? Because I don't remember. I haven't had it in so long. I do remember drinking a little tiny bit years ago. I'm thinking like, nope. But I don't remember what it was even like. I just remember being very put out by the experience. I'm not like lactose intolerant. I just, well, yeah. Russell, did you add some cinnamon? We couldn't find regular eggnog. All there was after 10 stores was light eggnog. What? Allegedly soaked and pureed macadamia nuts with a few extras, brewers yeast, etc., is the vegan version of cheese, but God, it tastes like toe jam smells. What the hell is light eggnog? And why would you do that? I mean, the whole concept of eggnog is the holidays, treat yourself. Suffer for it in the new year. Go running. I'm going to make eggnog one of these years. Every year I'm like, this is the year that I make eggnog. And every year I'm like, this is the year I did not make eggnog. But I'm going to make it one day, for sure. And how the hell would you even make light eggnog? Oh, Paul's going to have a piece of boudin. Fair enough. Nice choice. Classic. Letting all the flavors mingle. This, like eating cheese at midnight 20 is no way for me to maintain a slim figure, that's for sure. Russell made eggnog once for a Christmas party. Was complimented many times for my outfit. Also, a few people like the nog. Apple would smoke cheese for the win, says Fitzy. Yes, that is true, Destiny. David says, I walked 8 kilometers today. I can have more cold pizza. I love cold pizza. Next day. Once you get to day 2 or day 3, no. Day 1 is fresh. Day 2 is the first day of cold. Once you get to like day 3 or 4, I'm just like, this is no longer working. But man, that next day for breakfast, hello. Unbeatable. One more slice of cheese, and I'm calling it a night for the cheese. These slices are getting smaller. I want to maintain my girlish figure. I understand if you walk through a sketchy part of town, you walk a lot faster. Good exercise. It's not wrong, actually. Like leftover Chinese food warmed up next day, haven't. Yeah, man, Destiny, you know it. Uh-huh. Love it. But again, once you get to day 4, it's like, I don't want this anymore. Country would rather jump off a cliff than eat vegan anything. I'm not. Hold on. I'm not absolutely against vegan food. I could never be a vegan because I have no desire to tell everyone in a room anything about myself. But like, often when I'm eating a salad, it's a full-on vegan experience. Other times I put cheese on it, but like, I'm not absolutely anti-vegan food. I just don't want to be vegan because I don't want to have gray skin. Seems like everyone I know who's gone the full vegan route, there's so much effort involved in eating, and they all seem to be like kind of gray, bags under their eyes. And maybe it's because I don't know any of the famous vegan influencers who make it their entire like raison d'être, but I would love to make small gestures like Meatless Monday. Anything. But it's hard to do when the entire family is not unanimous about that. I have put away the cheese because otherwise I will just keep eating it. And right before bed, that's probably not the best course of action. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, Holmes? You need to take it upon yourself to make the area more sketchy. You know what to do. Destiny says, agreed, ESP and especially the tofurkey. Yeah. Country Boy says, I meant meat substitute. I like veg. David says unto Russell, good idea. I'll hang our laundry up outside in the morning and change the oil in my car in the front yard. Russell could totally go meatless Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I could see someone doing it. Country Boy says, that's a very manly plate you just hid in the dishwasher. Yeah. That was, what's her name, Sky? I'm translating. I don't know what her name is. I think it's Sky. From Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. Oh, now I don't even remember what she's called in French. Oh, well. Oh, well. So, midnight 26 it is. So let's say we close this thing down in 4 minutes. Oh, Russell's about to pour another dram. Okay. So we'll go until 45. 45, okay? That was water, right? That was what I was doing for, yeah. So I'll just let that dry. Patrouille. The city in Paw Patrol, whatever it's called, is so clearly based on Vancouver. I will make one as well, says Christy. Okay. One more dram for the evening. Excuse me. That'll take us to 12:45. I was going to play some Baldur's Gate tonight, you people, but then, you know, David and Russell and people said, somebody's got to go live tonight. I was like, oh, I shall lay my desires at the feet, at the altar of the greater good. I shall lay my desires down and say unto them, not tonight, for tonight I must go live for the people, for the people. That girl's still playing a video game. Oh, is Destiny out? Okay, Fizzy says, bonsoir tout le monde et bisous. Thanks for the live. Okay, good night, Destiny. I will see you next Tuesday. Raspberry is asking, how is Steve ce soir? That's true, David. I do get upset when Destiny leaves early, especially when I just said we're only going till 12:45. And I happen to know for a fact that it sure as hell ain't 12:45 where Destiny lives. But I do hope that you're having a great New Year so far, Destiny. And we will see you on Tuesday. As Paul says, bonne nuit, Destiny, à mardi. Sleep well, knowing that it hurts me that you're leaving. Hurts. The pain. The pain of rejection. That's it, rejection. She has rejected the idea of sticking around with us. It's just not right. It's not nice. So how come there's 13 people watching and I only have 7 thumbs ups? What are you people doing? It's because my mods aren't around to... Well, actually, there's a mod here to tell you to kick it up a notch, eh? With the thumbs ups. The ups. The thumbs. Yeah, I really do hope 26 is better than 25 was. 25 was a pile of garbage. It was a pile of shite disguised as a year. And every year I say, I hope the next year's going to be better than the last one was. And I wonder sometimes if... David's still here from buddy. Thank you. Russell says, Destiny bailed like that guy on the Titanic who flew away on a hang glider. I'll just let that one slide. Like, does 1 year... I'm going to just pour one more small dram to get us to, for the next 15 minutes, like you guys who poured yourselves drams. There, just a tiny. Does 1 year suck more than another? This last year has sucked for many reasons. Several of them are political, so I'm not going to comment on them online. But generally speaking, when you don't have an idiot in the White House, generally speaking, backpedal, does 1 year really suck more than another? Or do we forget the good things that happened in a year because the bad things kind of overwhelm everything? Oh, my skin is splitting because it's so dry. That hurts like hell. Like, was 25, politics aside, that bad a year compared to, say, 24 or 23 or 20? If we take sort of the COVID years out of the mix, have we just trained ourselves to think, God, last year was so bad, let this next year be good? Like, is that real? Or have we just trained ourselves to only remember the bad things at the end of a year? 25 was very bad for me. I told you guys I have 2 friends with stage 4 cancer right now that I only found out about this year. That will make it probably one of the worst years on record for a while, until the logical end of stage 4 cancer, obviously. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you take, well, no, maybe that is. Maybe all the factors need to be factored. I just wonder if life sucks as hard as we think it does on the 31st of December every year when we say, please, please, next year, give us a break. You know? I just went from 14 people to 11. So clearly 3 people were like, you know what, he's talking about bad years, and I have PTSD, so I'm out of here. That's probably what just happened, right? Country Boy thinks that Destiny was just hungry from all the food talk. She needed some charcuterie. On Tuesday she gets the charcuterie. Just poured some burning 228 Burgundy cask. Oh, Paul, how is that? I have not had that yet. I've seen it, and bought that, whatever that was instead. Well, if Paul just poured something, we're at midnight 33. Like, I don't want to go any further than 1 o'clock, but if you guys are still pouring drinks and like enjoying the chat, we'll keep going. We're at 12 people now. I think Tenenbaum has probably gone to, well, I think it's 5 in the morning for Tenenbaum, so he's probably either drifted off to sleep or he's, about to wake up. Still the Christmas holidays, so he's probably sleeping. Paul, I say this unto you because you're probably going to understand my pain. There's a non-unicorn whiskey that I am dying to pick up, and it's the High Coast Berry. What most people here call the High Coast Berg. It's a Swedish whiskey. I still have a little bit of the High Coast Timmer downstairs, but the Berry is the one I really want, and it has not been in stock at, say, Kensington Wine Market or BSW or whatever in a couple of years, and I really want to find that. Is there one like that you really, really want to find? It's not a unicorn. It's not rare. It just never comes into stock here. We just lost another person. We're down to 11. And now we're back up to 12. I don't know what the hell's going on. Paul says 2025 was a great year for him. Got to see my family in Hungary and meet some of them that I've never met. Oh yeah, that's a great way to. That's a very good high point. Russell says, Destiny bailed on us like a person who runs to the bathroom to do a number 2, but suddenly realizes he's on the top load washing machine. I have no idea what that means. David the Instigator says, look at you guys and your scotch. All I got is cheap American beer. Never had High Coast, says Paul. Okay. But like, is there a whiskey like that that's just never in stock here in Canada? And you're like, please, it's not a unicorn. I should be able to find this. If I'd known that you'd never had the High Coast at all, I would have seen if I still had any Timber and put one in a bottle for you. I don't know if I have any left, but I'll check it. Russell says, unto David, you just drink that shit and be happy now. I find it endlessly enchanting when I look at the number of people hanging with me at this point in a live stream, and I say that there's still like anyone there. I'm like, why? I mean, I'm glad. I love having you guys around, but like, am I even interesting at this point in the night? Paul says, what's it called? High Coast what? Oh, okay, so technically it's called Berg, but it's spelled B-E-R-G. It's Berg in English, I guess. Berg. Berg means mountain. Russell says unto David, I'll fill your bladder when you get back. Yuck. I say yuck. Oh, because David says I'm pissing a lot more than I think that's something that should stick between you two. Paul, okay, I'll search for it. Sorry, I will inspect your bladder. Why are you guys having a conversation like this? I was going to play Baldur's Gate 3, kill a few bad guys. Well, actually, where I am right now, the next bad guy is kind of a boss, so maybe get killed. But instead, they're talking about inspecting each other's bladders. That's where we've gone. Oh, I really like that cheese. Scott, if you're still here, was it you who said that my stream of consciousness sometimes needs a beaver dam? I'll mail you some War and Peace in the meantime, says David. Oh, for land's sakes. Why are you two speaking to each other? Like there's a family of moles living in my bladder. Yikes. Yeah, it was you, Scott. Yeah. I feel that sometimes because, like, I don't script my lives, obviously, but I also don't script my videos. I don't script anything. And I know that a lot of people on YouTube and TikTok do absolutely script their stuff. And they're like, oh, cut, start again. I mean, I cut and start again a lot. But it's because I said something stupid rather than I didn't deliver a line properly. Why am I talking about this? Oh, yeah. So every now and again, it gets a little stream of consciousness, and I'm like, oh, jeez, there I go again. Oh, yeah, there I went. Oh, wow, I'm still going. Can we just, like, reel this in? Oh, Jesus Christ, there's eyes going. It's like, and then, like, there's still 10 people watching. Like, why? Oh, wow, we're down to 9 all of a sudden. We talked about it's part of it, says Country Boy. Oh, wait. Hold on. Raspberry says, you don't script your lives? Oh my God, my innocence is destroyed. Okay, Paul says, I need help with some names here. Who's Scott and who's Russell? Russell is Raspberry Rock Online. And Scott is Country Boy Trapped in the City.
Can I have one more hour?
I can't do it here.
No, but can I?
Yeah, run and do it.
Thank you, Dad.
This is really late for a game.
I know, but like, Dad, I locked in.
Great. I'm glad you locked in.
I just now I'm pushing my boundaries.
You locked in on something other than packing for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know you forgot about that. Because
hey, I'll do it soon.
you're as neurodivergent as I am. What?
So.
I would love to be talking. Okay, we're great. We're fine.
Why do we have no laundry baskets?
Because they're both in your room, child. Oh, there's one in the solarium. Country Boy Scott, yes?
All my clothes behind the dryer.
Okay, maybe I should piss, says David. Oh, piss off, says David. What? What's going on?
Yeah, I do not have
Oh my God, Russell's being a great big jerk. Paul says, thanks. David wanted to be Christy. Christy, I bet you didn't know that. What are you doing, child? Oh my God, she's doing laundry and gossiping. Because she's got headphone things, AirPods. Russell says, also I'm on Jess. I'm on screen right now. Frick, I'm ugly. That's what she said. Last drama of the night, for sure. Paul is currently number 2. Oh, God. Context is key when you make a statement like that. What I meant was that Paul had the number 2 crown. child.
Alright, I'm coming. Don't answer it without me. I'm coming.
I tried hair transplant, but they ran out of head hair to put on my butt. What? What is going on, Russell? Dave is like, LOL, and what the F? Russell, aka Jess. Russell and Jess are two different people. Though we are definitely the dream team. Am I right? Oh, I'm right. Don't even. I am so right, it hurts. I'm so right that I'm gonna turn this roast. For a night when I wasn't even planning to go online. No, I was planning to go online to play Baldur's Gate, but when I wasn't planning to go live, I think this went swimmingly, don't you? Frozen meat. So much of a piss off. So much of a piss off! Yeah, but it's gonna go well once it's thawed. I'm just gonna crush it with the lid. Crush it. Like my hopes and dreams. Like my hopes and dreams. I shall now eat 2 tomatoes to get my fruits and veggies in for the day. Russell just said one more dram. Just Russell, one more dram ain't gonna keep me on for more than 2 minutes. If someone else says one more dram, I'll keep going till 1. You crushed at me with authority. You're an impressive man. I am. Oh, the bathroom? It's over there. Not till 4. I meant till 1. Paul, man. Christy's out in 2 minutes. 1 minute now, Christy. Oh. 6 more drams, says Paul. Paul, I'll do 1 more and we go till 1. And then it's a hard stop. If you will do 1 more dram, then I'll do 1 more dram. No, I don't have anything. Do I have another? Russell says, stay till... I heard until 4. I know, Grace. I know, but I... Oh, David just opened another can of piss. Oh, no, Paul's doing 1 more. Give me a second, No. It's gotta be this. Because I'm at that, I gotta bottle it down. And then tomorrow I'll bottle this down, or like the next day. If you stay till 1 a.m., David will shotgun a beer in the bathtub. What is with the bathtub with you dudes? I guess I can't drink anymore. Just kidding. It's a high quality, it's a synthetic cork. Oh no, a synthetic cork! That is an affront to my sensibilities. We bottled it down. Oh, that's Old Lang Syne. I'm spacing on tabs, but anyways. I have not saluted it in earnest since the days when I wore an air cadet uniform. Oh, shite, that's a bigger dram than I thought it was going to be. Like, in the bottle, it looked so small. I was like, bottle it down. Let her roll. Shite, guys. And we're down to 9 people. Oh, yeah, because Christy's out. Shit, Paul is trying for the instigator title, says Country Boy. Russell, we do not have a bathtub. Paul, you man. You're an instigator. David says, how about the kitchen sink? David, you're not the biggest guy ever. Can you sit in the sink? Russell, great minds. Christy, I'm still here. I thought you was out in like 2 minutes, 4 minutes ago. 1 more. Oof. It's okay. It's okay. Country Boy's still here too. I'm glad you enjoyed that, but it's sad to see that bottle upside down. It is. It is. That's a bottle that if I lived closer to Calgary, I would probably always have on my bar cart. Because it does really fit in that Wild Turkey 101 space. Did anybody check on the mash bill for Wild Turkey 101? Does anyone know what it is? Russell says, if Christy leaves before the end, we'll have to question her integrity. She just said she was still here, Russell. Now you just gotta just calm down now, Russell. Did anyone check on the mash bill for Wild Turkey 101? Because I need to put my specs back on. Oh, it sucks being old. Sucks being old. What do we got here? First of all, Berta, man. I just noticed it. It's everything you love about Bridgewood. Where is it? No additives. Comma coloring. That is unbecoming for a Canadian company. Coloring or additives. Where was it? 60% corn, Tabor corn, but whatever, corn. 32% barley and 8% of wheat. And I kind of feel that doesn't match what that doesn't match what I don't remember the Wild Turkey 101 being. That's the thing I don't remember. Boom. Christy Grounds, I have a measuring tape. I don't know what that means. Wild Turkey 101 uses a classic high rye bourbon mash bill of 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. Okay, so that's going to be a little spicier than this. This is spicy because of the octane, but B, the oak. There's definitely a virgin oak spice happening. But it's more on the sweet side than that Wild Turkey will be, because that Wild Turkey has rye in it, which brings a lot of green notes. And by green notes, I don't mean dollar bills, US dollar bills. I mean herbaceousness. Dollar bills, what the hell? I'm not ghetto. I'm a little ghetto, but not on purpose. Christy has the highest integrity of anybody I know who lives in Arizona. Plus, she's the only person I know in Arizona besides Steve. Arizona is highly represented. I bet they have a lot of stop signs. What? Wait till Steve and I show up in Canada, says Christy. Yeah, the beer will kill you, but, you know, I'll take you out for whiskey instead. There's a bar here in town called L'Île Noire, which is a whiskey bar. I think it's called L'Île Noire after a Tintin book. I'm pretty sure. Because L'Île Noire, the Tintin book, I don't know, I think it's in Scotland. He's wearing a tam o' shanter and a kilt on the cover. But I haven't actually read that one. Paul, I'm saving you some of this Talisker 8 Diageo Special Release 20. Oh, okay. Yeah, works for me. Country Boy says that Chrissy got to get her ass up there along with Steve. David says she's always welcome. Raspberry Rock, our borders are patrolled by polar bears. Just an FYI. That's not true. Was that Cody yelling? Yes, that was. She's playing a survival game on Roblox with a friend. Every now and again, a polar bear jumps out of nowhere and tries to get the jump on them. I thought you were going to talk about bar beefsteak. Paul knows all the spots. No. Those tomatoes are really good. Give me a second here. Give me a second there, boys. Well, I will absolutely be able to tell my journal that I got my fruits and veggies in today. It's a great dive bar. When I was a young Turk, I was a younger guy. I used to go to the Foufoune Electrique all the time. Back then, it was a show bar. I don't know if they do shows anymore, but like, Nirvana for $1 before they sort of a lot of like local bands, a lot of ska bands, a lot of ska. The reason I play bass is because I had 16. I walked into Foufoune, and like at Foufoune there was like an exterior bar, and then there was a room into sort of the show bar, like the stage, some tables, dance, mosh pit kind of thing. We called it slam dancing back then. And I remember walking into this show. I don't remember which band it was, but it was a ska band. And it wasn't me, Mom, and Morgenthaler. It was someone else. Maybe it wasn't even ska. I don't remember what freaking band it was now, because but I walked in. Like they had finished a song before we walked in. I walked in, and the next song started, and it started with this crazy, like, not even crazy, just like a big bass intro, and the sound man knew what he was doing. So I walked in, and suddenly this sound just went right in my stomach. Boom! I went 3.5 seconds of this guy doing his intro before the rest of the band kicked in. I was like, that's what I want to play. And I went to a school called FACE. It was called FACE because it was Fine Arts Core Education, which meant that school days were long because classes like band, choir, theater, and art were not optional. I had tried flute, trumpet, French horn. French horn's a cool instrument, but not for me. Flute, trumpet, French horn, something else. I was looking for an instrument, and I ended up being the only kid in that school's history to be exempted from band class because Miss Perrette was like, if I never see you again, you get a 60. But man, I walked in that bar and he just hit it, went in, and right in my stomach, I was like, that's what I want to play. I said, what is that? And one of my friends said, dude, that's the bass guitar, what the hell? I don't know if they do shows anymore. But that year I bought a used bass, headless thing. A Steinberger copy made by Court. First song I learned was Pop Goes the World by Men Without Hats. He's just pedaling through the whole song. Yeah, Les Fouf. Yeah, exactly, Paul. David says, maybe you should wait until tomorrow to get Cody's axe ready. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm not touching a damn thing that's bladed tonight, for sure. Beer was cheap. Yeah, it was. And I saw some great bands there. Like some great ska bands, some great, like the Selector, when they finally went out on tour again, they went to Foufoune Electrique, and she was like, I hate the fuck flying. And I remember that because of the way she said it. It's like, this sentence is constructed wrong. Great show though. Bass player was playing a headless bass. David says it is tomorrow. I know, but I know what you were saying. Why are we back up to 11 people watching? Why do people watch these parts of my... Paul says we may have crossed paths back in the day. We may have. There's a lot of people back then. Like there was this girl, Roxy. She often wore like this top hat. A little more punky, a little more sort of torn fishnetsy. But she had this... Like at the time, I was kind of a goth. I was a Robert Smith lookalike. Well, not a lookalike, because but, I did the hair and the... Anyway. Who cares? I saw a lot of bands, like there was this band called the Sherlocks that we're not a mod band, we're a 60s revival band. And then they stopped being a 60s revival band because whatever his name was, who was the lead singer, nice guy, he discovered Jane's Addiction and changed the entire band's tone. But like these were the days of Me Mom and Morgenthaler and like a lot of sort of legendary Montreal bands. Me Mom and Morgenthaler does not exist anymore. But like Nasty Gus lives in New York. He's a music producer. Like a couple of Kim Bingham. She was the guitar player on the David Usher tour where we saw them in God knows when. It was right after he moved. Like it was sort of after the dissolution of Moist, I think, and he moved to Montreal. No, they had all moved here. The last Moist album was definitely a Montreal album. He was a solo artist. Put out what I thought was a couple of great albums. He was on tour. She was his guitar player. She also did this thing called the Kim Band in between, which didn't go anywhere, where she played all the instruments. This is boring. Never mind. We'll move on. Considering how much of that bridge line you've had tonight, you might not make it to your journal tonight. I may not. That's true. That's absolutely true. I may try to stand up and sit right back down after this live is over. We may have crossed paths back in the day. We may have. Absolutely. Why was I thinking about Roxy? Oh, because back in the day we may have crossed paths. Like I crossed paths with a lot of like punks and rude boys and rude girls. I used to love rude girls. Christy, the meat is going to get left out, and he will wake up going, where did all the brie and tomatoes go? No, I'm gonna make sure that meat goes in the fridge. David says, I need to buy some whiskey. I feel like an outsider tonight with my pissy beer. Not to mention, isn't dinner still sitting on the stove? No, that's okay. So that's the pot that the soup jumeau was made in. It's just the pot. I've seen some epic shows back in the day. Man, Fufun was a great show bar back in the day. I don't know. Do they do any shows anymore? I don't think they do. Or am I just out of touch? Russell says, I could switch to beer in empathy. I'll get in the sink. David, you are a true friend. Russell, Paul, Grimskunk, Banlieue Rouge, so many. Oh, I never got to see Banlieue Rouge. Paul saw Soundgarden back in the day. Paul says, The Cure, look. Yeah, The Cure, look. When I finally got to see The Cure, I wept. I wept because I thought I had missed that boat. And my fiddler surprised the wife and me with tickets to The Cure. And I was like, because The Cure is one of those bands where I absolutely remember, and I think I mentioned earlier that I have zero memories. That's bombast. I have everything before like 23, 21, 23, whatever. Who cares? My early 20s is a big blank, but with certain like moments. And one of those moments was the very first time I heard The Cure, and was like, seminal moment, Russell. Seminal. Yeah, I said it. Country boy, hair. Yes, I had hair. David says it's back to 11 because some of us have split personalities. Christy's out. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll see you on next Tuesday. Good night. Christy, I'm too late for this, I know. Paul, not that I know. Yeah, I don't think they are anymore. A little fish. Oh, my land. How's it going, Marcel? I was supposed to be out a minute ago. Oh, is Marcel doing dry January? I'm not doing dry January, but I'm going to be doing a dry week probably next week. Next week or the week after. Oh, just got back from the bar, so it's dry January is not going so well then. Dry January is delayed. I'm enjoying my freedom from school schedule. Yeah, I think dry January should start the 5th. That's when I think dry January should start this year, the 5th. That's when dry January will start for me. Well, I'll start my dry week on the 5th. Don't hold me to that. It's a good idea, but don't hold me to that. Posted a pic in Discord. I cannot look at Discord because I'm using my phone right now. But I shall check it when we're done. But it is after a 1, and I said that if everyone poured another pint, dram, another pint of your finest whiskey, if everyone poured another dram, we would go until 1. It is now 1:03. In fact, if Marcel hadn't, Marcel is Little Fish in the Kitchen. She has a channel where she shows many great recipes, just in case you're looking for recipes. And I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, because Paul had asked what's with everyone's names. I'm just drawing the link for you. Paul says 1 in the afternoon. Oh, nope. I did try 5 minutes and I was very successful, says David. Country Boy says, night all. Hope to see you all on Tuesday. I also hope to see you all on Tuesday. We will shut her. Yeah, we will shut her down in 2 minutes. 1:05, because I need it to be at like a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 kind of thing. I do not like green eggs and ham. He said for no reason at all. It's 1:04, so we got 1 minute for everyone to say good night to everybody. Paul says good night to all. Good night. I'm glad to see you hanging around on my lives, Paul, especially because we knew each other through Instagram rather than YouTube. For the rest of yous, yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week. I hope everyone's having a really good start to 2026. Even though I question whether or not every year is as bad as we thought it was, I do hope that this year is great for everyone. I want everyone to be happy. I'm so tired of everyone being unhappy all the time. You know what I'm saying? To Paul, I think he's out already, but if you're not, Paul, Scott wants to know what you think of that Kildara. Little Fish says, Happy New Year, all. So happy for a fresh start. 2025 was a ho. Yeah, people are starting to say goodnight. So it is now 1:05. We're out. Done until next Tuesday. I will see you guys on Tuesday. I do hope that Paul says it's fun and you have a great crowd. I do have a great crowd. I do have a great crowd. I'm really happy about that. But yes, between now and next Tuesday, please, everybody, have a great 4 days. Be healthy, be sane, be safe, be kind to one another, and for God's sakes, be happy. Good night, everyone.